Hi everyone, this video is going to help you work on the body paragraphs of your argument essay. So we are starting to move in that direction after deciding on our claim, our reasons, and our evidence from the last couple of days. So let me remind you what you should have finished before we go on to the next part. So this tab, all right, here we go. This tab right here shows your assignment that we've been working on the past couple of days. Claim should be written in this box right here. So your claim is simply your opinion on the question that is listed above. Should people be able to claim territory in outer space? We've talked about developing 3 reasons that support your claim. So this box should be filled, each box should be filled out. I just have one reason here as a sample, but you should have 3. And then yesterday we talked about moving our reasons right into this column, just restating them in a nice, clear, complete sentence. And we talked about finding textual evidence or evidence from another source, a video, something like that to support your reasons. So this should be filled out before you go on to the next step of writing your body paragraphs. So let's take a look at what our essay is going to look like. So I'm going to switch over to this tab. Okay, so argument essay structure. We haven't written an essay yet this year, but we will be moving into doing some more essay writing as we go along. Basic structure of an argument essay includes the following components. Have to have an introduction, 3 body paragraphs, an opposing side paragraph, which might be new for some of you. You might not know what to do with that, but we'll talk about that later, and a conclusion paragraph for a total of 6 paragraphs. Now, when I like to write essays, I don't start at the introduction, which might sound kind of weird. We're actually going to start with our body paragraphs because these are the most important paragraphs of the essay. It's really the meat of your essay. We need to make sure that these are good, solid paragraphs before we do the rest. So today I'm going to show you how to craft a body paragraph of your essay. Okay. So I'm going to switch over to this tab that has your assignment. Okay. So you can see you will have a copy of this in Google Classroom. You'll open it up. You'll see our essay question, should people have the right to claim territory in outer space? I just want you to copy and paste your claim or to rewrite your claim right here at the top of your essay draft, just so you don't forget what your essay is supposed to be talking about. Sometimes we get writing and we forget what we're trying to persuade the reader or trying to tell the reader in our essay. So my precise claim is that people should not have the right to claim, or actually, I think I was on the yes side. Yes, people should have the right to claim territory in outer space. So we want to just have our claim right there so that we can revisit it and we are always aware of what our essay is trying to prove. Okay, now, as I said, we're going to start with our body paragraphs today. Not going to start with the intro. We'll come back to that later because, again, the body paragraphs are the most important. So our body paragraphs, it's kind of nice because we already basically know how to write a solid paragraph. We've been doing PEPA over the past quarter and a half or so, and body paragraphs of your essay are simply PEPA paragraphs. So let's refresh our memory about what PEPA paragraphs look like. Okay, so the body paragraphs of your essay are going to follow the PEPA structure of point, evidence, paraphrase, and analysis. Okay, just like what we've been doing with our standalone PEPAs. So in our case, instead of answering a question or anything like that, we're going to make each of our reasons the point. Okay, and I'll show you how to do that here in a moment. Then, of course, we're going to have our text evidence, we're going to paraphrase it, and we'll have our analysis. Oops, if you can see that. We'll have our analysis as well. Okay, so for the first body paragraph, I'm going to go back to this tab. All right, and I'm going to look at my first reason. So this first reason is going to become the point of my paragraph. Okay, so my reason that we should be able to claim territory in outer space is that we might be able to find useful materials in space or on other planets. So Mark, this is your reason that I'm still borrowing as a sample. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go over to my draft. Actually, I might just copy and paste this. And then I'm going to go back over to my draft. And I can write the first sentence of my first body paragraph. So maybe I start by saying one reason that people should be able to claim territory in space is, and then I'm going to have to clean this up a little bit, is that they may find useful materials in outer space or on other planets. Okay, so maybe that's my first sentence. That's my point. Okay, now I have to have some evidence to support that, of course, and you know that I like to use some sort of lead in into my evidence. So according to the article, and I think the name of this article, I'm going to have to go back and look at it for a second. I think the name was, let's see here. Okay, can you own land in outer space? Okay, you guys can't see what I'm looking at, but I'm looking at my source again. Okay, so according to the article, can you own land in outer space? And now I'm going to add my evidence. So let me show you what I'm looking at here. I'm kind of switching back and forth between tabs. So according to that source, which was source number 4, you see that right there, there may be valuable minerals in these locations, okay? So I can, if I wanted to make my life easier, I can just copy that. I'm gonna go back to my draft here, and I'll paste it. Okay, so according to the article, can you own land in outer space? There may be valuable minerals in these locations. Now, we know that we have to have a citation. Okay, so the citation is the author's last name along with the page number. So if I go back and look at the article, let me find that again. Okay, it looks like her last name was Anjou, Anjou. Okay, so I'm going to put that. And then we don't really have line numbers. It's more of a page number situation this time. So I'm just going to put the page number. So you guys can't see that I'm looking at it, but it's page 13. Okay, and then I have my citation. Okay, so I have my point and I have my evidence. Okay, now of course I have to go into my paraphrase, which is restating the evidence in my own words. You know that I like to start with a starter like this means or this shows. Okay, so you can pick your favorite starter to begin your paraphrase, but what does it mean in your own words that there may be valuable minerals in these locations? So this might mean the moon, Mars, or other places in space could have important resources like minerals that we could put to use here on Earth. So this is my paraphrase right here. I've put the evidence into my own words using something like this means or this shows. That just makes it very clear that I am paraphrasing. Now, the last couple of sentences, remember with the PEPA, we need to have two sentences of analysis. The analysis asks the question of, or answers the question of, why does this matter? Why is it important? Who cares? So, who cares that we may find useful materials in space or on other planets? Who cares about that? Why does it matter? So, you can always start your analysis with a phrase like, it is important because, but sometimes you don't even need to use that because really the last two sentences just need to answer that question. So here's my analysis, my couple of sentences. Sometimes if you think about your analysis as an if we don't do something, then what's going to happen? An if then sentence sometimes works really well for your analysis. So I started my analysis with that. If we don't allow people to explore and own territory in space, it's unlikely such resources would be harvested and brought back to Earth. We could be missing out on a lot of useful things that would make life on Earth better. Okay, so now if you look at my paragraph, this is my first body paragraph of my essay. Again, no introduction yet, but we're jumping right in with our first body paragraph. Now, when you're ready for your second body paragraph, you would talk about your next reason and make another PEPA. So I would say another reason people should be able to claim territory in space is, and then I would complete that sentence, okay, with my next reason. Same sort of process. I would add my evidence, okay, making sure that I have a citation, add my paraphrase, okay, and then finish with my analysis. Why is it important? So if I look at my paragraphs right here, you can see that it's a nice solid paragraph, and that's what we want for your essay. And then finally, your third body paragraph would be, we could say finally, let's make it sound a little bit different. So claiming territory, territory in space could, and then I would add my last reason, okay? And then follow the same PEPA structure. So for today, if you can get at least one body paragraph done, maybe two, if you're really, wanting to work hard at this, that would be okay. I think for today, 1 to 2 body paragraphs complete would be plenty for today. Minimum is 1. I mean, if you wanted to go to town and do all 3 body paragraphs, that would be okay. But really, you should have at least 1 body paragraph done. Let me know if you have any questions, and hope you have a great rest of your Friday.